you're craving something cheesy, saucy, or crunchy. Taco Bell has you covered. It's the Hit That Line Now app, powered by Taco Bell.
All right, so you got a good list, and we'll get into that coming up in just a bit. Saw Hunter was Hunter at practice yesterday? I saw him sporting the straw hat that Houston Nutt used to don on the practice
see him
field.
there. I was there, but did not see Hunter Yurachek.
Okay, well, he's
not saying he wasn't. You got a big area out there, but I did not see him in my hour and a half there.
We'll get to some of what you saw coming up in just a bit. I think the first question I have when this came out yesterday, is this a him decision and talking about Hunter, or was this something that he was either told or suggested by, I don't know, the board, Chancellor Robinson? I don't know. And I don't know if he's going to be forthcoming about that information or not, but I think that would be an interesting part of this whole discussion.
Yeah, I mean, that was one of my first thoughts. Did he choose not to go, or was he told not to go? Last year, he left with a little egg on his face because he misspoke on an item or two, or the way it came out, and is the team set up to win an SEC championship? He said, no, it's not constructed. Well, I don't think he really meant it the way it sounded, but there was no other way to take it because that's exactly what he said. You took him at his word. I think that was embarrassing to the board, but I think in the end, it probably paid dividends for the football program because what did they immediately go to work on? Trying to find $15 million more within the U of A's global budget up there to fund football.
There were several.
So, him stepping in the pothole a little bit might have actually done themselves a favor in the long run because that's when movement actually began with the board to make more money available.
I know that some people were insinuating that this is the beginning of the end, and it just might be. I have no idea what is in the thought process of so many different people that have the decisions. And I think the thing I think about with him is even if Ryan Silverfield won 6 or 7 games this fall, I don't think Hunter would get a lick of credit. And in some of your minds, that's not good enough. For me, that would be outstanding considering the team was 2-10 last year and you had the turnover of players and whatnot. Hunter's in the same situation that Pittman was when he hired Petrino, is if you won, Petrino was going to get all the credit and Pittman was going to get none of it. Well, Hunter's kind of in that same spot with Ryan now, is if Ryan Silverfield wins football games here and surprises us, surprises national media, and surprises everyone, frankly, in college football, I don't think Hunter's going to get much credit.
Well,
they're going to give it to Ryan Silverfield.
Credit with who?
With this fan base.
Well, but the fan base doesn't keep him employed. He needs credit with the board of directors. He needs credit with the chancellor. He needs to be assessed as doing a good job by the biggest donors as well. Those are the groups that will ultimately decide his fate. What people say on the radio or an afternoon show or on a blog or a message board, it's what the fans think is important. But that's not ultimately going to decide whether Hunter Yurachek is your athletic director a year or two from now. But for me, and I'm going to try to make the case of, just so we have some actual conversation this morning, but it doesn't look presidential. It doesn't look like a moment of leadership, but I can also understand why you wouldn't want to return to the scene of the crime, so to speak, and also enter into a group that's been very critical, has called you out on some items, in many cases fairly. Do you really want to walk back into that same lion's den?
But I think you answered your own question. In most cases, criticisms have been fair, have they not? Whether it's out of Little Rock or in other parts of our state, when it comes to certain items of the football program.
Criticisms aren't facts always. They're opinions.
Yes, but you just said more of them fair, right? And I think a lot of the criticisms of Hunter Yurachek have been fair, have been warranted. Haven't necessarily just let's pull something out of thin air and conjure it up and let's make this up and pin it on him. Yeah. I don't think that's always been I think there has been a lot of stuff. I mean, the football team has, for the most part, not been good since he's been the athletics director. Mm-hmm. And so I think, again,
some of that's his fault, some of it's not.
Yeah, it would be different if I think if either Jeff Lawn or Frank Broyles had not come one year or something. But this is like a tradition, right? There's plenty of things that the head football coach at Arkansas has to do that he probably doesn't want to do, or anywhere for that matter. ADs have to do stuff they're obligated to do all the stinking time. And even if he doesn't want to quote unquote face the music, I think that's like part of what you're supposed to do in this situation. And I don't know what this stems from, and I don't think he's going to tell anyone, publicly at least, about, hey, I was told not to do this by my superiors, or I just ultimately chose that I didn't want to go down there.
Well, I don't think he has to address the issue with anybody. I think, it's obviously getting a lot of attention because it's media driven and there's nothing else to talk about. The timing of it couldn't be worse for Hunter Yurachek. But, I mean, at the end of the day, he declined a speaking opportunity. And I think we're making, we're making this almost a bigger deal than it actually is. It's a bad look, but I also understand why he didn't do it. Is public speaking his strong suit? Is that where he's at his best?
No.
No.
Brady says, why would anyone want him to speak? Every time he opens his mouth, he says something stupid.
Yeah, I understand, why he would want to, maybe not do this. It's his way of sending a message that, hey, I wasn't happy with the way it all kind of blew up last year. Mm-hmm. David Basil in his radio show has been very opinionated and strong about some of the other decisions as AD that have been made. He's obviously the head of the Little Rock Touchdown Club as well. So I get, kind of what goes into the pot. But whether he was, I don't read this necessarily as he was told by the chancellor or told by the board, don't do this again.
You think this was his call?
I think this is 100% his call.
All right, we'll open this up again throughout the morning. Got some text we'll read as well. Brandon's here with the Fence Man. We'll get into our Fence Man Friday picks. We got football back finally, which is nice. So we'll pick some more football games coming up. We did have practice again yesterday. Tommy got a chance to see the guys live. And we mentioned Houston Nutt being at practice. Well, Hawks Plus got this little clip out of him talking about Ryan Silverfield being at practice. Here's what the former Razorback head coach had to say about what's going on here on the Hill.
Really high on Coach Silverfield. He's hitting all the right buttons, starting with recruiting. I noticed when he first got into town, he went right to 2 or 3 players that were committed elsewhere and flipped them, especially in-state players. I think that's huge. He's the first coach ever to reach out to me, and I know he reached out to Coach Hatfield, and he kind of looked back in history a little bit, and I appreciate that, and then have a guy like Darren McFadden speak to his team. I think that's huge. I've had a lot of former players talk about that they feel, very welcomed, and that hadn't always been.
This is the opening drive.
So Coach Nutt, for the first time, was talking about the whole Hawk Sports over this week. I think it was Tom. Yeah, it was Tom. Had been invited back to practice, I guess, since he was head coach in 2007, nearly 20 years. Got a chance to watch everything in and whatnot. I was surprised that he had been back once, but evidently thinks pretty highly of Coach Silverfield and what's going on with the program, right?
And like he was saying, former players feel welcome. Bray Cook, I saw him with Travis Swanson out on the actual practice fields, walking around, standing behind drills, looking at the O-lineman yesterday. So, Bray's kind of heading that up as a former Hog.
Tom's been very complimentary of the job that he's doing. I can't remember his title now, but I'll figure it out.
His job is to engage with alumni.
Yeah.
And I'm sure him and Matt Zimmerman worked close together on
Arkansas
on some things.
alumni and high school football relations.
Yeah. So I saw him. He was out there yesterday with Travis, former, one of the better centers you've had in the last 20 or so years. But, those things are important because people go put a microphone in their face. People go ask them to be on podcasts. People want the opinion of former players and coaches because they are deemed experts. They are deemed people with inside knowledge. So do you want Houston Nutt or Travis Swanson or Darren McFadden saying positive things about your coaches and what's going on when they get to stay for the entire practice? Well, of course you do. That's obvious. So having those good relations is, only makes sense for Ryan Silverfield.
All right, so what stood out? Give me the 40-minute spiel yesterday in like 2 minutes.
All right, went live early, and that caught me a little bit off guard. Walk in, they're done stretching, 3:15, bang, let's knock heads. Right out of the gate, Courtney Crutchfield caught, I don't know how long, probably 70-yard touchdown pass, and that kind of got practice started off the right way. It was KJ's day with the ones. He had the little helmet camera on yesterday. Saw both quarterbacks, work. We'll talk more about that. But I think going live early was something you don't see very often in practice. Been to a lot of these over the years. Normally, you save that for the middle and the end. So early periods were team live, full tackling. Watch some of the red zone stuff. I want to get into that. The thing that really stood out, how big Danny Bill is.
Yeah.
And how, I know there's been some others that have expressed the same opinion about hopeful for the defensive line. I was talking to a former player that was there yesterday. He really likes what he saw on the defensive line. I think when you get Bill and Quincy Rhodes on the field at the same time, however many snaps you can take with both those guys out there, I think can be a problem for opponents this year.
Well,
I like both those players.
Yeah, we talked about just the number of defensive line, the snap count, and everything else, especially for Cameron Ball, who's out there seemingly every single play last year. Danny's deal, and Hunter Osborne's touched on it. Carlin Jones has touched on it. Other defensive linemen that are more veterans, not necessarily here, but in college football, have talked about how really quick he is before, after practice, and during media sessions and everything else to ask them questions. Because if you're a true freshman, it's like getting hit with a fire hose, whether you're playing defensive line, offensive line, really any position on that field. Like, you've got a lot of stuff you have to figure out, the audibles, the checks, everything. And so for Danny, it's not like his attributes don't look like an SEC guy. He looks like a senior, 6'5", 350. He's a dude, cross-county kid that you flipped, that Ryan Silverfield was able to flip, that you just heard Houston Nutt talking about. But it's how do you figure out things when they hit you on the fly in an SEC football game? Can you adapt enough? It's not the skill set. It's those things that we'll see if he plays more for Coach Roberts this season.
How big and athletic A.J. Hill stood out to me as well. I mean, KJ's, physical specimen. They're both very similar in size and build. I think KJ's throwing motion maybe a little smoother, but I don't have the trained eye that others have. But his size, it wouldn't have me off the rails if something happened. I think KJ probably will be your starter, but if AJ has to come in, I'm not overly concerned about it at this point.
Well, you've had an injury to his starting quarterback every year since 2019, I think, 2018. So yeah, it's just unfortunately not wishing it, like you're saying, but it's kind of expected.
Yeah. All right, that's the opening drive. It's brought to you by APAC and Standard Materials Group. If you're looking for a turnkey solution for your construction project, APAC and Standard Materials Group is Northwest Arkansas's #1 provider for aggregates, asphalt, and ready-mix concrete. If you need more than just materials, APAC can help you with surveying, engineering, construction, drone capabilities, trucking, and logistics, all with one phone call. 479-587-3300. 587-3300 to get started with APAC and Standard Materials Group.
It was cool to see Mike Washington and Fernando Mendoza out on the field for the Las Vegas Raiders. We'll talk more about that coming up. But it's nice to have football back. Brandon's here with the Fence Man. Brandon, it was nice to actually pick some football games last week, wasn't it?
Yes, sir, it was.
All right, let's pick some more this week. It is our Fence Man Friday picks.
Fenceman Friday Picks. Call the Fenceman for all kinds of fences, controlled access, and custom iron projects. 479-782-3936. The Fenceman. We ain't afraid of no work.
All right, got the Lions and the Bills tonight, guys. Have you seen some of the pictures of Highmark, the new $2 billion stadium?
Yeah.
The fans are mad that they spent all this money on season tickets and they can't see the field.
Bunch of obstructions. Yeah.
Not great. Who wins tonight in Buffalo? Lions or Bills?
Home team, give me the Bills.
I'm going to take Buffalo despite their fans being mad at the architects of the new stadium.
Yeah, give me Detroit tonight.
Okay. Eagles at the Titans. Guys, I got a text last night. Apparently Fernando Carmona Jr. might start at guard for the Titans this year. So it's looking like it. I'm going to take Tennessee in this one. As bad as a franchise they are, as good as the Eagles have been as of late, I'll take Tennessee.
I'll take the Eagles.
Yeah, give me the Titans. I'll never pick the Eagles.
All right, the Pittsburgh
Good Cowboys fan there.
Pittsburgh Steelers taking on the New England Patriots. Hunter Henry signed that new contract in the last few days. Who do we like in Foxborough tonight?
Games in Boston.
Or I say tonight on Sunday.
At Gillette, give me the Patriots.
Give me the Patriots,
Okay.
too.
I'm going to take the visiting Steelers. Commanders against your Dallas Cowboys. A lot of Jaden Daniel controversy this week. Evidently, he's trying to get the copy of the Heisman as well, Tommy, which I thought was interesting. Who do we like I'll start with you, Tommy, because I know where you're going to go, Brandon.
How about them Cowboys? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right.
How about them Cowboys?
Despite what's going on with Jaden Daniels, I'm going to take the Commanders on the road in this one. Colts and the Chiefs. I know a lot of speculation about Patrick Mahomes and what's going on with him coming off the ACL surgery and repair and just everything he's dealing with. Colts or Chiefs in Arrowhead, guys?
Kansas City for me, please.
Yeah, give me the Chiefs.
All right, last one. Giants against the Rams. Has Aaron Donald signed back with them yet?
No.
Okay, I know that's like the hot topic, hot button story in the offseason if he's going to come back. I like the Giants on the road in this one.
I'll take the home team and the Rams.
Yeah, we'll go with the Rams this week.
Okay. It's nice to have football back. It really is.
Yep. So some good NFL preseason action there to go over. We are only 3 Saturdays away from college football being back on the field, but in about 3 Saturdays, you could have a new fence around your backyard.
That's true.
What the fence man can do for you.
That's true. Give us a call, man. We're right now. We're about 3 or 4 weeks out right now. We need the residential jobs. You need to give us a call for anything: wood, chain link, vinyl, ornamental steel, anything like that.
What
Gated
about
access.
that aluminum?
The aluminum fencing, we do it all.
Do you paint the aluminum or do you powder coat? What do you do when it
comes
comes to
powder
color?
It comes powder coated.
Okay, so you pick a color, or how many
Yeah.
colors they offer?
Not too sure on all the colors they have on the aluminum, but they do come powder coated. The black is the standard, and like that. And yeah, we got a lot of options.
And those would be perfect, like if you need to build something around a air conditioning unit
Yeah.
or trash enclosure. Good thing about that is you're never going to have to worry about painting it. If it's powder coated, you're never going to have to worry about rot.
It's true.
I'm sure it's galvanized, so you won't have to worry about rust as well.
Yes, that's true. Yeah.
A little more on the front end, I'm sure, but
It is a little bit pricier, but hey, it's worth
but
it.
you'll
in the
never
long
have to
term.
worry about it.
Yes,
again.
sir.
You'll never have to rebuild it.
No maintenance.
Yeah. See pictures of the aluminum fencing and all kinds of work that they do online, thefencemanar.com. You can probably click on the form, but be sure and tell Brandon that, hey, we heard you on the Morning Rush, heard you on ESPN Arkansas. Get 10% up to $500 off your job.
That's right. You got to call and say you heard me on the radio.
All right, 782-3936, 479-782-3936. The Fence Man, he ain't afraid of no work. You got big weekend plans?
A little bit of plans. Kids started back to school this week, so try to do some stuff to get their mind off
I've been
of it.
liking the adjustment of the schedule.
Oh, it's the kids always hate it going back. You know, especially the older ones, the teenagers. They hate it.
I got used to driving to work with no traffic, and now I'm having to get used to
Yeah.
Funny, you had
add
elementary.
5 minutes to the trip now.
Elementary, you couldn't wait to go back. Middle school, it's just like, sometimes I want to be here, sometimes I don't. High school, you're just like,
Oh, yeah.
no desire to go back whatsoever. It gets your school coming back. And then college, it kind of flips back to elementary. It's like, man, I can't wait.
Yeah. Yep.
So, all right, Brandon, good to see you.
Yes, sir. You guys have a great week.
All right, Lewis Automotive Group hotline open, 877-377-6963. Lewis Automotive Group serving Northwest Arkansas for over 80 years. We'll get to some calls, and Ty the Hog update is on the way next.
Yep, going to play some practice audio from yesterday and a little more to get into. We got a loaded show here on this Football Friday.
Hi, Tommy. They're great. You do a great job all day long. Great station. Y'all guys have a great, wonderful
Tommy
day.
Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
Lewis Automotive has been serving Northwest Arkansas for over 75 years and just getting started.
Our knowledgeable sales team is here to find you the perfect vehicle to fit not only your lifestyle, but also your budget.
Our factory-trained service technicians keep your vehicle running at optimal level.
And if you're looking for genuine parts and accessories, our team has exactly what you need.
Relax in our comfortable lounge, and when your car's ready, we'll return it to you spotless.
Thank you for being a part of our story.
Come see us at Lewis Automotive Group, where you're more than a customer, you're family.
We've got big news from Roback. This entire week, Roback is launching its brand new collegiate collection, just in time for the fall season. And if you're an Arkansas fan, you're in luck. The Arkansas collection officially dropped, and there's plenty of inventory available. So whether you're headed to the stadium, watching from home, or just looking to upgrade your game day gear, now's the time to check out Roback's new Arkansas Collegiate Collection. Use the code RUSH26 for 20% off your first order. Roback, where action meets comfort.
David Bowie got more fame with his #1 hit titled Fame. John Lennon co-wrote and sounded some of the high notes. The last line in the first verse sums it up. Fame puts you there where things are hollow. John 12:43 tells us that many people rejected Jesus because they loved the fame of people more than the praise of God. Is it any wonder you get more fame by rejecting the name of Jesus? I'm Pastor E from Woodland. Think about it.
So I had pain in my feet for a good 20 years.
It felt like I was standing on marbles.
Something wasn't working with my feet. Was diagnosed with plantar fasciitis.
If your feet aren't comfortable, the rest of the body suffers.
So I went into the Good Feet store and bam. They wanted to make sure that they gave me the right arch support.
You put in the arch supports. To me, it was almost miraculous.
It really brought me back to being able to be me.
I can run, I can walk. This is not something that you could solve online.
Reclaim the good life with a free arch support fitting at the Good Feet store. Good feet, good life.
Taco Bell's new $3 melty pepper jack steak burrito. Luxuriate in premium grilled steak and new pepper jack sauce in the melty steak burrito. All that for only $3. That kind of looks might go to your head.
Can I have a steak knife?
You may not.
Until you chew it.
The $3 melty pepper jack steak burrito. Now joining the Lutz value menu with 10 items, each just $3 or less. Only at Taco Bell.
Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse.
Some serious crappie.
Nice speck.
We got crappie.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite. White perch, slab, sacalé, paper mouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
Football is back, and whether you've been betting for years or you're just looking to put a little action on the games, MyBookie is where I'm playing this year. Find a play you like and take a shot. You can find the action you want and bet it wherever you are when the game kicks off. And if you're new to the club, the Bet Back bonus gives you protection on your first play. Sign up with my promo code HOGS. Opt into the Bet Back bonus and take your first shot with a safety net. If your first wager loses, you'll get it right back. Bet on anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie. Must opt in to use the Bet Back bonus.
License E50. World-class trout fishing is the star of the show at Gaston's White River Resort, where a few days away from all the worries and stress will make all right in your world. Gaston's has friendly, experienced guides to help you land your limit. Enjoy your stay at Gaston's in one of their private cottages, or reserve a lodge for up to 20 people. Call now and let Gaston's help you plan your next getaway on the White River. 870-431-5202. That's 870-431-5202. Or learn more at Gastons.com. Gaston's, a first-class time, every time.
Ace has always been the helpful place, and now we're even more helpful by offering instant savings to Ace Rewards members. If you're not a member, just sign up at Meddards Lumber Ace Hardware to start saving right at the register. For the month of August, you can get $25 off when you spend $100 on all Milwaukee power tool accessories after instant savings with your Ace Rewards card. Ace, the helpful place. Must be an Ace Rewards member to receive instant savings. Available through the end of the month. See participating stores for details.
I want barbecue that's sliced thick, smoked long, and so tender it melts in your mouth. Sides that will fill me up like a twice-baked potato, baked beans, hand-cut fries, okra, Texas toast. You know what I'm talking about? A restaurant where the whole family can go and get a great meal for a great price. Where the owner actually comes to your table to make sure everything tastes great. I'll tell you what I want. I want Jerry Neal's.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Darren McFadden goes 73 yards. And Rapallo has a wide open man. It's Tots. He's loose. He scores.
Uncle Tommy loves the Razorbacks.
ARKNSAS. This is your Hog Update on the Morning Rush.
Me and Kobe have that connection from last year, so a lot of scheme stuff transferred over pretty well. And then Malachi coming from Memphis knows the offense really well. So, us three in the middle, we've been communicating really good. I'm sure Coach mentioned this morning, he corrected me on a call in the walkthrough. So to this day, still mess up sometimes, but it's good having a guy that's been in the offense to get me straight sometimes.
It's Arkansas returning center Caden Kittler with the haircut and the losing hair that he talked about, which we can have some fun with a little later on in the show. Talking about, again, Kobe played alongside him last year. Then he's got a guy that knows this offense, and Malachi, who's left, that was also at the podium with him. A lot of people that think they're going to be fine up the middle. You just don't really know. I know you brought in Thompson for your right tackle, which really is your left tackle, with KJ being your starter, and then Broussard. You don't really know what you got at the tackle positions, but you feel pretty solid up the middle if you're the offensive line.
Yeah, I think Branham's a guy that, just listening to coaches, listening to people that know, he's going to be, if he stays healthy, probably an 8-10 year guy in the NFL. I mean, he's got that kind of skill and that kind of ability as a guard, interior lineman. So, I think you've got a few players that you can really build around there. And, again, if you can push some people out of the way and make some yards in the middle, I think that's, it's all about what is it about in the SEC? Establishing the run and stopping the run. So if you can establish some run with those inside guys and keep your quarterback upright, I think when you do pass, I think you're obviously a world ahead of where you were last year.
You could run the ball last year. Mike Washington had a lot of success, over 1,000 yards, second strongest rushing attack in the SEC, and he had a good run last night.
A straight I formation for Washington to run behind. It's off a 56-yard run on the block by Connor Edwards.
It was cool to see him have that big run last night. The Las Vegas Raiders lost to the Arizona Cardinals 27-14, but Mike had that big run. Had success last year. I think about that run he had against Texas where he bowled over the one of the Broyles Award finalists, Michael Taft. And really outside of I think people remember for the Memphis fumble, but Mike had a really good year last year, and hopefully he can have some success teamed alongside Ashton Genty in the NFL.
Yeah, so fun to have that NFL preseason back. And like I said, making some of those connections, some of the guys that are, undrafted free agents that are out there, and just, seeing some of the guys that you watched on SEC Saturdays do a few things.
All right, last thing. On 3 ranked, the Tyson jersey patches is the best jersey patch in college football, i.e. we have nothing to talk about.
We'll rank anything, yeah. So we're ranking jersey patches now. Well, I think the orange and the red
are number one.
Yeah, I guess.
They definitely got the most publicity with the Cal hire, and
Chicken Man. He'll be in Little Rock at the Touchdown Club. So getting some pub for the jersey patch.
All right, that is the Hog Update. It is brought to you by our friends at Pradco. They've got the new Pradco store inside Bass Pro Shops in Fort Smith. It's the only one in the world. And you can go in and you can customize any lure that's on the shelf there. You take it off the shelf, you take it to the gals here at the Pradco store. You can put your company logo, your name, happy birthday, whatever, picture on there. You can customize it any way you want. They also have some blank lures that you can put the colors to. You can make the design on. Hey, I think this color or this scheme would work well for crappie or for smallmouth. Well, Go make one. Try it out yourself. It's only a $3 upcharge to any lure there. So, and it makes, I think, great corporate gifts as well. Put your company name or logo on that and give them out to customers or your employees. I think they're great in that regard. It's the Pradco store, the one of a kind. It's inside Bass Pro Shops, just off I-540 and Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith.
I'm going to guess that there's potential that our friend Larry Rath of Rath Auto Resources has one of these. Larry, has David gotten you one of these yet, or have you gotten one yourself?
I don't know why I don't have one, but no, I don't have one yet. I'm just sitting here thinking, maybe I should give a few of them away or some with our name on it.
I think it's a ride. I think you could make a business write-off.
I could write it off.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Like I need a write-off.
Yeah.
You're pondering on stuff. Well, I know you probably had a lot of time to go fishing because you guys are doing state sales tax paid when you trade this month, coming off of Again, the huge giveaway you guys did last month. You got a back-to-school giveaway I think you're announcing today as well.
Yeah. Oh, we got lots of fun things going on. We really do, and we are selling a bunch of cars. It's a great time to come in, start rolling with Wrath. See what the big deal's about. I mean, it's the best car your money can buy. Road Ready certified, voted the best used car in River Valley the last couple of years. We're really proud of that, but there's a reason for that. These cars are hand-picked, reconditioned in our own Meineke Car Care Center, and then covered by a comprehensive warranty. You really can't buy a better used car. And with Wrath's painless pricing, you never pay too much. So we've just kind of taken all the rub out of buying a used car. We made it really easy. And then we back all that up with just terrific service in our Meineke Car Care Center. And just ask a friend, find a car with a badge on it and ask them, what's it like rolling with Wrath? Are they taking care of you? I think we do. We sure try. And we love a chance to try to help you and your family start driving better as well, too. And a big inventory. We've got that new Drive Smart Auto Credit selection, too, to help some folks get started or restarted. Got a great program going there. We've really got something for everybody. And, if you're going to keep the car you have, come on into the Meineke Car Care Center. Let us take care of you back there. We'll make friends with you. And when you do need another car, we'll be ready. If you're looking for a new car, the new Mitsubishi lineup, really exciting up there in Springdale. 0% for 72 months on some of those vehicles. We've got brand new cars starting at $9 down and $399 a month for a brand new all-wheel drive Outlander Sport. Really excited about that. So we got lots of good things going on. Come and see us this weekend. Wrath Auto Resources in Fort Smith, Wrath Mitsubishi in Springdale. Check us out online, wrathauto.com.
It's got you covered. Larry Wrath Auto Resources. Larry, have a great weekend.
Thanks, guys. Y'all have a good one. And folks, come and see us.
This is Dan Broyle, Coach Broyle's son, third piglet, and I just wanted to
I'm Tim Shepard. I'm running for Washington County Judge. People come to Washington County for a reason, to raise a family, build a future, and enjoy the beauty of a place we call home. No matter how long you've lived here, we all want the same things: safe communities, responsible growth, and leaders who get things done. I'm Tim Shepard, and I'll work every day to keep Washington County the best place to live, work, raise a family, and call home. I'd appreciate your vote November 3rd.
Paid for by the committee to elect Tim Shepard, Washington County Judge.
I'm Wendy Howerton, and I'm running for Circuit Judge here in Washington-Madison County. I've been practicing here for 20 years, representing people just like you in everyday matters.
It's going to be justice for all. Everyone there is going to have a voice, and all those people who don't have a voice, they're going to have one in my courts. And I'm going to apply the law evenly, impartially, like it should be.
I'm here to protect all your constitutional rights, because they've never been more important than they are now.
Paid for by the Howerton campaign.
Right. How'd you do that?
Well, if you're going to do the dad joke, then I need to step up my Googleator knowledge.
There's no hope for you, is there? Folks, it does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs.
At United Federal Credit Union, our checking accounts meet you where you are. Free checking gives you everything you need with no strings attached. Safe Spend lets you set debit card limits for the whole family. And Ultra Checking rewards higher balances. Plus, our digital banking and mobile app let you manage it all in one place. Visit unitedfcu.com/checking to get started. United Federal Credit Union. We get you. Insured by NCUA. Membership subject to eligibility. Free checking with e-documents. A $2.50 fee applies for each paper statement if you are not enrolled in e-documents.
6, 7.
This is the Morning Rush.
Get state sales tax paid when you trade all this month at Wrath Auto Resources. Just bring in your old car and make the switch to any one of our great Road Ready certified pre-owned vehicles and get state sales tax paid when you trade. Our Road Ready certified vehicles are inspected, reconditioned, and backed by a comprehensive warranty. Combine that with our non-commissioned sales team and the nation's best lenders on standby, and you've got an award-winning, hassle-free way to get your next ride. Make the switch to Road Ready certified and get state sales tax paid when you trade all this month at Wrath Auto Resources. 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith.
Wes, how many people can a large pizza feed?
About 4.
So I should tell Cousin Jeff 1.
Oh, wow. He's a big eater.
The biggest? He once got kicked out of an all-you-can-eat diner because they ran out of food. How many can a small pizza feed?
I'd say 2.
Our small pizza at $15 is a meal for 2? We should advertise this. That goat'll hunt.
Dog.
What you call me?
That dog will hunt.
Wes, dogs are man's best friend. Goats are the true hunters.
Goats?
Billy Goat Jr.'s Grammy was trained to chase squirrels, cats, birds, and rabbits. We could hear her for miles through the brush. And she'd circle them right to us.
You're not serious.
As serious as a meal for 2 for $15.
You're an interesting cat.
What you call me?
A meal for two for $15. Eat Jim's RazorbackPizza.com.
APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group has immediate openings in the Northwest Arkansas area. If you're a licensed CDL driver, heavy equipment operator, electrician, diesel mechanic, have paving or concrete labor experience, or experience in a quarry, apply today at jobs.crh.com. APAC offers top pay, a sign-on bonus, benefits including insurance, retirement, and profit sharing. Apply online today at jobs.crh.com. APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group is an equal opportunity employer.
When your carpets, upholstery, and floors look dirty and stained, call your local Service Master Clean at 646-4087. Service Master Clean is an industry leader and can remove the toughest stains from your home or office. And they back their work with a satisfaction guarantee. Eliminate dirt and grime from your carpet, hardwood, tile, and laminate floors. Call your local Service Master Clean, 479-646-4087. That's 646-4087 or online at servicemasterpc.com.
World-class trout fishing is the star of the show at Gaston's White River Resort, where a few days away from all the worries and stress will make all right in your world. Gaston's has friendly, experienced guides to help you land your limit. Enjoy your stay at Gaston's in one of their private cottages, or reserve a lodge for up to 20 people. Call now and let Gaston's help you plan your next getaway on the White River. 870-431-5202. That's 870-431-5202. Or learn more at Gastons.com. Gaston's, a first-class time, every time.
I want barbecue that's sliced thick, smoked long, and so tender it melts in your mouth. Sides that will fill me up like a twice-baked potato, baked beans, hand-cut fries, okra, Texas toast. You know what I'm talking about? A restaurant where the whole family can go and get a great meal for a great price. Where the owner actually comes to your table to make sure everything tastes great. I'll tell you what I want. I want Jerry Neal's.
Summer is here and adventure is calling. Visit Southern Tire Mart for a new set of Yokohama tires to get your vehicle ready for summer travels. Southern Tire Mart is your trusted partner for top quality tires, professional services, and competitive pricing. Visit us in Fort Smith at 9700 Highway 271 and let Southern Tire Mart ensure your vehicle is ready for the open road. Southern Tire Mart is a proud dealer of Yokohama tires. We keep America rolling.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3. Social Morning Rush Daily Question.
All right, you men. I'm going to ask you a question, and I want you to answer to the best of your ability.
It's going to be a quick answer to an incredibly terrible, long question.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Check out Nate and Christian's Place in Lowell online at carpatsocial.com.
Should Hunter Yurachek, on social media or publicly, explain why he is not going to speak as the athletic director at the Little Rock Touchdown Club? That's the Morning Rush Daily Question. We haven't gotten back to that topic where we started the show, 30, 40 minutes ago. But Hunter Yurachek, if you're just getting into the show, first time the sitting AD since going back to Broyles is not going to speak to this group since its inception. What was it, 09? Or no, it's before that. Obviously, it was Broyles. He gave the year when we played that audio. It goes back to Broyles. That tells you how long ago we're talking about here, all right? Hunter's declined it. Obviously, there is some pushback on some of the things that was said last year. We can get into that, but
and I think the year before, too, when
the question is, and David's been critical of it, the question I'm asking, though, does Hunter Yurachek need to explain to the fans, to donors, to people that are listening and paying attention why he's not doing this?
I don't – does that make it, worse if you have an opinion one way or another? I think if he made this call, he made this call. I don't know if that'd do any good, to be honest. Do you think it would? To explain?
I'm the one asking the questions in this segment, sir.
Well, that's what I said. I don't think it would do any good.
Silence
what do you think?
Speaks louder than words.
Silence can't be misquoted either, though.
I think he would probably be better off not saying anything. And I said this earlier in the show. Let's say Ryan Silverfield, pie in the sky scenario, they win 6 games this fall or 7 games this fall, and he shocks us all. You mentioned, and probably rightly so, Hunter might get some credit from the individuals that are paying a salary and making the decisions or not. I don't think many fans are going to give him credit for.
No, he only gets blamed. I mean, but that's what goes with the job. I think we've been incredibly fair on this show with Hunter Yurachek. We've given him credit for the Calipari hire when everybody wants to give all the credit to John Tyson.
You give him. I'm not giving him credit for that. That was a John Tyson.
Well, I'm giving him because he made it happen.
Give him credit.
Well, I mean, that's what
Tyson
you do. You how many times you utilize connections and resources you have available. Hunter Yurachek's still the one that pushed the deal and got it done across the finish line. Got the deal negotiated. Give him credit for getting the naming rights on the stadium sold. Maybe you want it sold faster. Maybe you didn't understand why it wasn't done sooner. The deal got done. He seemingly gets no credit for any of the success up there, and I think it's unfair. Are there things he's done that I've been critical of, or that probably don't get an endorsement on? Absolutely. But I also think that in the eyes of some in the media and some of the fans, or a lot of the fans really, no matter what he does, he gets no credit for it. But I think he should come out. I think with social media, where you can control what you type, you could read it back 5 times, you can have someone else look at your phone. I do think he should craft it.
So what should he say? You be his PR person for a sec. What should he say? Because I'm kind of with Christian. I
don't think it's a good look. And the media is running with this. I don't, was he told not to go? I don't know, but there's people throwing that out there now that is creating this perception that that's real. Well, no one knows that. You don't know it. I don't know it.
Oh, yeah.
We're assuming, but people are running with that. We've got
like it's fact.
Like it's fact, and it's not.
But it's a fair question to at least ask. Do you think he has always put the universe, like we are thought of as Hicks, right? The University of Arkansas or the University of Arkansas is thought, not necessarily, we don't always associate ourselves with intelligence, or others don't. Do you think he has always given us the best perception publicly when he's been on TV and other places of Arkansas?
No.
So I think it's fair for some people to at least question or wonder, hey, we don't want another snafu. We don't want another issue as football's potentially going through an early rough patch of him being up there. And occasionally, and listen, I'm not a wordsmith. You listen to this show every day from 9-11.
The hell you say?
I like, but that's part of my shtick. Like, I'm a radio guy.
Well.
I don't have to be this respected, esteemed colleague or whatever that he is supposed to be as the
congratulations,
director.
you've achieved that.
But that is, I think that is at least a question that is fair to ask. Not fair to insinuate as fact, as we said, but it's fair to ask.
But the position he's in needs to be held to a higher standard and higher regard. And
this one,
you may not want to be esteemed, but I do like esteemed broccoli every now and then. But anyway, there is some presidential qualities, I guess, that go along with the job, like athletic director or chancellor. You got to act presidential. I don't like the idea, and maybe it's the referee in me. Just because you don't like something, a decision I made, or the way something, doesn't mean I'm just going to avoid it or walk away from it or not deal with conflict. Doesn't bother me the way it does others. I don't think he's avoiding conflict, but it would really bother me if my athletic director didn't want to walk into a room with what I feel are some of Central Arkansas's movers and shakers that go to these meetings.
Hell yeah.
I think it's a bad look with the people, particularly when you're on the heels of a decision I think everyone's grown to a level of comfort with. You're not going to play football games there anymore.
Does it have anything to do with that? Is what
I don't think it has anything to do with that.
I didn't even think about that.
But I think that's also a room you need to be in and figure out a way to. I don't know that there's any torn relationships, but this puts stress on it. But we talk about giving him credit. Give Hunter Yurachek credit for finally getting Arkansas out of playing games at War Memorial.
Well, that's a good point. I hadn't thought about that, but Arkansas is not going to be successful. Now, again, as a Little Rock guy, I love that place for a time. Let's not go back and play. Arkansas is not going to be successful without Central Arkansas bigwigs supporting the university.
We need every part of the state.
Every
You're
part
right.
of the state. And there's
You're
been this
100% right.
back and forth rivalry with the up-and-comers and NWA and everything that's going on up here versus even, again, the River Valley's gotten kind of pushed aside a little bit. It's been kind of a back and forth between NWA and Little Rock. And it doesn't need to be. And that point, I hadn't thought about that.
All right, let's find out what you think. We're going to open up the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. That's the Morning Rush Daily Question. Should Hunter Yurachek explain himself? It's brought to you by Cart Path Social.
Yeah, number one place for indoor golf of Volvo, Arkansas. Hogwild just got at us on YouTube. He said, I have been to Cart Path Social, and it's a really cool place to go. It's a very good experience. And that's what Christian Olsen and Nate Gearhan want it to be. Because, listen, Nate's pretty good. Christian, he can hit it a long ways, but he'd tell you he's not that great. But they love golf, and they love playing
he broke 80 like you.
I don't know.
Seeing that esteemed club? Since you like to be esteemed. No, you don't like to be esteemed.
No, I don't like to be. I like to wear Hawaiian shirts and golf polos untucked, unless I'm on a fancy
You wear your
course.
hat backwards to church, too?
Not in church. Don't wear hats in church. But Christian came to Idaho with me. Great guy. Nate is, too. Love golf. Go check out and see him. CartPathSocial.com. Always BYOB at Cart Path Social. Let's go ahead.
I was just say, yeah, I don't think you need to wear your Hawaiian shirt or your shirt backwards or your hat backwards at church. That would probably not be very esteemed.
Bad look. Dad would. That's already embarrassing enough. All right, let's go to Nelson Harrison. Had a chance to beat Nelson the other day. Nelson, what's up, man? You're on the Morning Rush.
Hey, guys. I'm with Tommy on this. I mean, why does he have to explain himself? He's not obligated to go to the Little Rock Touchdown Club. Is he, Tommy? Is there an obligation for the athletic director to be there?
I don't think it's an obligation. I think it's a bad
It's
look.
not in his contract.
But it doesn't look presidential. It looks like just because someone disagrees with you or criticizes you.
You want to know what don't look presidential and what don't look good as a fan base? Is to sit here and say our athletic director's an idiot and he says everything wrong. And then for the fan base to say, well, why ain't he going? We need something for him to say something so we can make fun of him again. Come on, we need that. And then I like Basil and all that, but why even bring up that he declined it?
Well, I think
is Basil saying, well,
because you're talking about it. I'm talking about the whole state's talking about it.
Exactly.
That's why I brought it up.
That's the only reason that we're talking about it, though, is because, hey, maybe he couldn't make it this year.
But it's going to be obvious when you announce the lineup and the sitting AD's not on there. So, I mean, it's been a mainstay. That was going to be question one from the media that were covering this media event. So it had to be addressed.
Let me say one more thing about this, and then I agree with you, Tommy, though. I don't think he has to be there.
No.
And I don't think he should have to explain himself on this. But the thing of it is no matter what he does, he's going to be wrong. If John Tyson hired John Calipari, why hasn't he done it before now? Why hasn't he done it before now if he's the one that hired him?
Well, Nelson, you realize and Cal's talked about this. I mean, Coach Broyles approached him about the job when he was at Memphis years ago, and so Tyson has tried to articulate this before. Just didn't work.
I don't know that John Tyson and John Calipari were tight friends way back then. I think Frank Broyles reached out.
You're good. You might be right.
I don't think that friendship developed till later on.
I don't remember what the timeline is.
Yeah. They met through friends of a friend kind of deal, as I remember the story. But point being, but to answer your question, Nelson, my answer to that, without knowing any of the details inside, sometimes the stars just have to line up. His run was over at Kentucky.
Yeah, good point.
He had ran just like preachers and golf pros. After so many years in football coaches and basketball, you just run your course. And sometimes you just got to find that exit point. He had found the exit point at Kentucky.
Radio host in that category?
Yes, yes.
You sure?
Ones that are not esteemed are. So.
I lost my train of thought. You made a joke, and I got sidetracked, and now I can't think of where I was going. Rod's on I-40. Go ahead, Rod.
Yeah, good morning, guys.
Hey, Rod.
Presidential.
Yeah.
I mean, should he put on his PJs, get some milk cookies, and disappear into the basement for 4 years? Presidential might be a little bit of a low bar, I'm thinking.
You may make a good point there. Yeah.
Yes. But it's a losing proposition and one he can't refuse. Either way he goes, he loses on this. And you said you put your finger on it, Tommy, the board. Is that B-O-R-E-D or B-O-A-R-D? Because I can't tell anymore. They hired Jeff Long, and I do believe that one of them hired Chad Morris. I really wouldn't put a lot of faith in the board. If I'd have hired Chad, I'd run into the bathroom, threw water in my face, and yell, "You're fired," in the mirror. So it is about Little Rock. It is about that stupid, antiquated stadium that I played high school football in 1977.
I don't know if it's all about that, but I just think there might be some tattered relationships you don't want to further fray.
Yeah. By the way, the AC was off.
War Memorial Stadium. I don't know what they were trying to do today. If they thought maybe I wanted to feel like I was playing back here in 1984 and I needed to sweat. Holy cow, what in the world?
Death, taxes, and something going wrong in War Memorial Stadium.
Fort Smith, have you seen the all-new Bass Pro Shop outpost on Bass Pro Drive off Rogers Avenue? Step inside and check out the Pradco store within a store, where you can create something truly one of a kind. Pick from iconic lure shapes like the Booyah One Knocker or the Bandit 100, to name only a few. And have it custom autographed just the way you want it. It's fun, it's personal, and it's only at the brand new Bass Pro outpost. Swing by today and make your own custom lure.
It's peak grilling season, and nothing hits the flame quite like beef. From hearty steaks to crowd-pleasing burgers, the rich flavor and perfect sizzle make every cookout worth gathering for. So fire up the grill, bring on the heat, and serve the taste that defines summer. Beef, it's what's for dinner. Funded by beef farmers and ranchers. Courtesy of Beef, it's what'sfordinner.com.
Looking for a fence that stands out and stands strong? Call the Fence Man, 479-782-3936. Serving the Fort Smith area for over 40 years, the Fence Man builds custom, one-of-a-kind fences, residential, commercial, and high security. Need automatic gates? The Fence Man does it. Need financing? You got it. 18-month financing is available. Get your free quote today at thefencemanar.com. or call 479-782-3936. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
At United Federal Credit Union, our checking accounts meet you where you are. Free checking gives you everything you need with no strings attached. Safe Spend lets you set debit card limits for the whole family. And Ultra Checking rewards higher balances. Plus, our digital banking and mobile app let you manage it all in one place. Visit unitedfcu.com/checking to get started. United Federal Credit Union. We get you. Insured by NCUA. Membership subject to eligibility. Free checking with e-documents. A $2.50 fee applies for each paper statement if you are not enrolled in e-documents.
This is the Morning Rush.
Get state sales tax paid when you trade all this month at Rath Auto Resources. Just bring in your old car and make the switch to any one of our great road-ready certified pre-owned vehicles and get state sales tax paid when you trade. Our road-ready certified vehicles are inspected, reconditioned, and backed by comprehensive warranty. Combine that with our non-commissioned sales team and the nation's best lenders on standby, and you've got an award-winning, hassle-free way to get your next ride. Make the switch to road-ready certified and get state sales tax paid when you trade all this month at Rath Auto Resources. 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith.
Doe's Eat Place has been serving award-winning steaks for over 20 years, and now they're offering smoked prime rib on the weekends. It's a limited supply, so get your reservations in early. Try one of their delicious appetizers or your choice of drinks from the area's largest selection of wine, beer, and liquor. Doe's Eat Place open Tuesday through Thursday 5 to 9 and Friday and Saturday 5 till 10. Reservations are recommended. Follow them on Facebook for more upcoming features and events. Call 479-784-9111 for Doe's Eat Place, 422 North 3rd Street in Fort Smith.
Do you have sleep apnea? Are you tired of dealing with a CPAP every night? The noise, the constant cleaning. Is your wife telling you she can't take the noise anymore? Dr. Bo Sparkman at Valley Family Dental Practice, Fort Smith, can help you with sleep apnea with a custom dental appliance that allows you to get rid of that annoying CPAP. Dr. Sparkman has years of experience and has treated hundreds of patients just like you. Call for your appointment today, 226-3500. Get rid of your CPAP with Valley Family Dental at Riley Farm in Fort Smith and Roland, Oklahoma.
Surprise. Wait, do I know you? You use your Discover cashback card to earn 5% cashback on restaurants all quarter.
Yeah.
Now, it's payback time.
Whoa, hold on.
Go ahead.
Oh, you mean my Discover cashback.
I told you there'd be payback.
You know, you have a weird way of delivering good news.
I'm working on that.
Activate and earn 5% cash back at different categories each quarter on up to $1,500 in purchases.
Terms apply. See discover.com/5 for details.
It's sad that we live in an unsafe world, but we do. Would you be able to show the police who was at your home if something was taken? Guardtronic installs alarm systems as well as camera systems. We here at ESPN rely on our Guardtronic installed cameras to keep an eye on what's going on around our building, as many of you do. Guardtronic has been serving the River Valley for over 60 years. Call Guardtronic for a free estimate so you'll be able to show the police who the bad boys are that took your belongings. License E50.
Wes, how many people can a large pizza feed?
About 4.
So I should tell Cousin Jeff 1.
Oh, wow. He's a big eater.
The biggest. He once got kicked out of an all-you-can-eat diner because they ran out of food. How many can a small pizza feed?
I'd say 2.
Our small pizza at $15 is a meal for 2? We should advertise this. That goat'll hunt.
Dog.
What you call me?
That dog will hunt.
Wes, dogs are man's best friend. Goats are the true hunters.
Goats?
Billy Goat Jr.'s Grammy was trained to chase squirrels, cats, birds, and rabbits. We could hear her for miles through the brush. And she'd circle them right to us.
You're not serious.
As serious as a meal for 2 for $15.
You're an interesting cat.
What you call me?
A meal for 2 for $15. Eat Jim's RazorbackPizza.com.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, lots of sunshine. A high temperature this afternoon, right around 100 degrees, mainly clear, mid-70s overnight. On Saturday, we're right back to sunshine, a high close to 100, and then triple-digit heat back in play for Sunday. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by In Good Spirits, Fort Smith's premier source for wine, specialty beers, and liquor. Located at 12100 Highway 71 South in Fort Smith. KERX Paris, Fort Smith. The Bud Light Countdown is on. Arkansas football begins in 22 days. This hour of the Morning Rush is brought to you by Bud Light.
Can't drink all day unless you start early.
Celebrate America's 250th anniversary with an ice-cold Bud Light.
One of the traditions that we've done going back to Coach Broyles in 2009, we always invite the U of A athletic director. Coach Broyles started that, and it was really an honor to get him down here. After that, Jeff Long, 8 years, 2010 to 2017, and Hunter Yurachek, the last 7 years, 2018 to 2025. We extended the invitation to him this year. He chose not to accept, so he will not be coming. I will say this. We've had spirited debate following his last couple of visits. There's been spirited debate. And so our club has no agenda. We're disappointed. We want him here. And I deal with Kyle Parkinson, and we want him back next year. We want him to come back. We want Arkansas to be successful. We want to be supportive. And so I just want to make sure that everybody knows we want good things to happen. There are good things happening on the Hill. Obviously, the stadium sponsorship and those kind of things. But he chose not to take advantage this year, and that's fine. We'll miss him, and we hope he comes back in 2027.
Live from the Bud Light Studios. Produced by Christian Johnston with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft. This is The Morning Rush.
All right, it's hour number 2 of the Morning Rush. A lot of reaction to that soundbite. David Basil at the Little Rock Touchdown Club yesterday, speaking for the first time in 20-some-odd years. Hunter Yurachek, the sitting athletics director at Arkansas, will not be attending and speaking at the Little Rock Touchdown Club. They've had Hall of Famers. They have had NFL legends and different broadcasters over the years, and evidently, Tom, I don't know if you saw on the list, they've got one specially earmarked for Simmons Bank Arena that they have not officially announced yet. Apparently, they haven't finalized it. I'm curious who that might be.
Well, you just think about what kind of name it would take to put that many, to need a space that big. Nick Saban comes to mind. Who else? They've had the Mannings, so I don't think it would be someone like Peyton Manning, just because he's been, not that he isn't worthy of that, but it just been there. So, I mean, would Tom Brady be that exciting?
See, that's
Patrick Mahomes.
That's where he's in season. I don't think
I think they're on a bye that week, actually.
Still don't think that's something he would do.
I don't either. I think the Brady thing, I thought like Joe Montana.
Jerry Jones.
Would he fill up an arena, though? I don't know. That's something. again,
if I'm Jerry Jones, I'm not coming to speak to a room that small.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. The point.
He would, but because you got to remember that's his hometown.
Catholic high school, baby.
So I mean that's a name that came to mind. Saban's another big one. Yeah, that board in Basel has done a good job of tapping into a lot of the SEC network and SEC personalities. Saban's obviously one of those. I don't know what he'd command from a price standpoint if come to speak, but it wouldn't be cheap.
Why don't you, hey, Christian? They'll have the go to the internet real quick. They've got coachingspeakengagements.com. Real quick, how much do you think Nick Saban charges per? I'm gonna guess it's $200,000.
I think it depends on who it is, but I would say 150, 200 wouldn't.
Okay.
I mean, yeah.
It'll be like on their coachingspeakengagements.com or something like that.
All right, that's where we're at. Football Friday here on the Morning Rush. Lewis Automotive Group hotline is open. Williams and Lafayette standing by. We'll get to you in just a second. Lewis Automotive Group serving Northwest Arkansas for over 79 years. Hey, when the workday is done, that's when the good stuff begins. That's where our friends at Farm Credit of Western Arkansas can help you, whether it's fishing, off-roading, or just enjoying the great outdoors. Farm Credit of Western Arkansas can help make it happen. Visit myaglender.com or drop by any one of Farm Credit of Western Arkansas's 25 locations today and start making the most of your time off.
All right, let's talk to William. Let's go down to Lafayette, Louisiana, and chat with our buddy. William, your thoughts on this Hunter Yurachek stuff, man?
Good morning. Y'all doing good?
Doing good. 22 days out from this season.
Looking forward to it. To me, it's real simple. No, he does not have to go. This year specifically, should he have gone? In my opinion, 100% yes. There's a lot of good he can talk about. Why he did not go, to me, I think it has to do with some of those comments Mark made when he was the speaker and the reaction to the audience. It comes off very petty, very childish, somewhat cowardly to me. And I hope and pray Coach Silverfield has success this year. And if he comes back next year with an attitude like he's exhibited before of "I told you so," that's going to do even more harm to the man. He just is a walking PR nightmare. I do not understand why someone doesn't get a hold of him and let him know you need to relate to the Arkansas fan base from top to bottom, east to west of that state, and he just cannot do it. Sorry, I mean, it's evident. And for the caller, a few callers back, why are people talking about it? The only person I wanted to see on that agenda was Hunter Yurachek, because I wanted to see if he was going to be man enough to step back into that arena and say, look, I'm here with you. I've made mistakes, but we're growing together. He hired a new coach. He's got naming rights to the stadium. They're making money. Get up there and talk about it. If you got some medicine to take it. Let's heal after you take the medicine. Hey, Tommy, you know it's a bad look. He doesn't have to go, but it is a bad look.
No,
you know it.
I totally agree with that. Question I've also got, he's always done, Whole Hog Sports has their touchdown club or whatever they call it. I committed the name to memory.
Hogs Illustrated Sports Club.
Maybe that's it. But he spoke at that in the past. Now, it's not the long-standing tradition that the Little Rock Touchdown Club. But here's also part of the problem. If we had our regional quarterback / Razorback clubs that we've had for generations, he could go speak in some of these settings. He marched in and kind of a directive to get rid of those early on in his tenure. That's one thing I've adamantly disagreed with him on. These are the very core of your fan base and some of the older generations that have given for decades. Mm-hmm. There's not that many opportunities to do these kind of deals like there have been in the past. I think it's important to get out there and talk to the fans in these settings. Coaches aren't as available to do these like they have been before. So, no, William, I agree. It's not a good look. Public speaking's not his number one suit. He has a very busy fall schedule with the playoff committee, being the AD, all these other things that he's responsible for and committed to. But you can't convince me your schedule's so tight that a Monday you can't fly down to Little Rock, spend a couple hours at this event.
Not drive.
Exactly. Fly down there, spend a couple hours, and then get back to whatever you're doing.
You pointed out something. first and foremost, though, his number one job is what? The athletics director.
Mhm.
So, and not that he doesn't have responsibilities as the College Football Playoff Committee chairman, but that is a lesser degree of.
Now, he was the interim. Is he the chairman again this year?
Big C, you might have to look that up.
Or is, because I don't, I
By the way,
ask because I don't know.
What is Saban supposed
What I
to
saw
make?
was 50 to 100,000.
That's light
Yeah.
compared to what I thought. That might be within their range. Maybe it is Saban.
Yeah.
I think so. I was thinking about this, and you had mentioned Coach Broyles during the break, and I don't remember what. This thing, Little Rock Touchdown Club has been going on for 2+ decades. What was maybe the most, outside of Chad Moore's 2-10 back-to-back years, the craziest time within Arkansas football last 2+ decades was the whole Nutt Malzahn saga, right?
I don't know. I might lean towards Petrino and the
Okay, then add
and the
that in.
motorcycle
Okay.
deal. But your point of drama.
Okay,
There's
so
been a couple high points of drama.
Let's add in those two.
Okay.
Let's add in those two.
Okay.
Consecutive years that the AD was there. Frank Broyles was there in that 2006, 2007. Jeff Long was there in 2012. So those are two hostile PR nightmare type of times for the athletics director at Arkansas.
And they were both somewhat in the middle of those dramas. The parents had met with Broyles. Obviously, Long had made the decision on Petrino. They weren't off to the side in these moments of controversy.
You can't. I know Ruskin and Zach love hammering this. You're not the face of the program. I know you're the head. You're not the face. There's 3 other faces. They're your 3 sitting head coaches: Silverfield, Cal, DVH. Again, you're never going to get the credit that you necessarily deserve. Not just talking about Hunter Yurachek, but any AD for that matter. It's going to go to the head football, baseball, basketball coach, whatever. Unfortunately, part of the job is standing up there, whether it's dismissing the tennis program or something like that. You have to take the heat, even if it's not all on you. So in this situation, which there is, as William just accurately pointed out, a lot of good things that you can discuss right now. Stadium rights deal, the all-in fund, anything come of the new network deal? Nothing. They were supposed to announce that in June or July.
I haven't
seen anything about that. I don't know if that's been done probably or not, but that was supposed to be something else. There are some things that positive.
Well, I mean, track and field had national championships again this year. Your softball team made the Women's College World Series. There are successes, and how much you lay that at the feet of the AD, I don't know, but there are plenty of positives to talk about. But part of the job is sometimes you have to be the meat shield, if you will, for your team, for your coaches, for your organization. On a much, much smaller scale, you've seen me do that over time, where you just got to stand in and take the bullets.
Yes.
Even when you don't deserve them, because it's just part of what you do. It's part of leadership.
Mm-hmm. And it seems like there's sometimes that it's only a face type of thing, only showing face when there's something good to talk about. Fair?
Oh, I think he should be there. I think he should reverse course on this, and I think they would open up one of those spots. They would make. I promise you, if much like the tennis program, if he reversed this decision, they'd make room for him on the agenda.
So, no disrespect, you're not bypassing Emmett Smith or Lynn Swan. The other thing is, and honestly, you should have gotten out in front. Like, even if you're going to have a bad season, like, there's a reason Ryan Silverfield is speaking Monday, August 24th. The season hasn't began yet. You don't want your head football
there's
coach.
No other. The coach doesn't have time during the season.
And you're right. But even as the athletic director, like, get one of those first 2 weeks. Like, you're not going to lose. You're not going to lose to North Alabama. You're not going to lose the bye week.
This isn't about that. I think we're missing the point. It's not about the bad news or the good news. It's about things that have happened in the past. And do you want to walk into a lion's den full of organized by someone that's been a sharp critic of yours? I could understand why someone would not want that. When they're critical of you directly, it feels personal. When it's personal, I don't want to help somebody make a bunch of money and help promote their platform when they are constantly critical of me. I get that. But sometimes you got to put your personal feelings aside. What does the athletic director at Arkansas need to do for this program? Well, that's be in front of movers and shakers in Central Arkansas. And I get it why you wouldn't want to walk into the room and deal with it. Generally, the AD has gone early on in the lineup at the Little Rock Touchdown Club. Much like you just made the point that's very accurate. You hadn't had a lot of things bad happen. Now, there's a risk to being the Monday following that first game with North Alabama that if the team didn't look good. But go early. Go after that win when fans are still very optimistic. But we can't judge an AD over one game. I mean, it's judged over a long period of time and over multiple failures and multiple successes and the preponderance of the work. And right now, I think the public sentiment, which may not matter as much as some of us like to think, is probably about 80-20 against him, right?
Oh, you think it's that high? Okay.
What do you think? More people are in favor of Hunter Yurachek?
I don't know.
It feels to me like 80 are against. In the public realm.
Well, that's the thing. Like, negative's always louder, and I don't know. I still
feels that
He's
way.
been here since December of 2018, and there are still times I don't think he understands how important the football team is to this fan base in this state. And he's nearly had a decade on the job, and that's frustrating to me as a lifelong Arkansan fan, graduate of the university. It's not like I do a better job.
Now say that again. You don't think he has figured out how important it is?
Yes. I still.
What makes you believe he doesn't understand how important it is? 'Cause I don't agree with that.
Because I think there's some things that he said in the past. I think there are some things that have gone from a just a public relations standpoint. I just don't think that's my opinion. It's not fact. That's just my opinion on that.
I think any AD understands how important the relationship between the fans and the football program is.
Let me separate. I'm not talking about financially. I think he gets that. I'm talking about what it means to the everyday Arkansan that, as Sam Pittman talked about, when you beat Texas and Texas A&M, you can puff your chest out a little bit. You're 4-0 heading in that Georgia game. That's what I'm talking about.
I think he gets it when, remember when they came on the field and tore the goalpost down following that Texas game in 21?
He said, let him do it.
Let him go. I mean, that's understanding how important this is. That is getting it. I agree. There's since Broyles left, there's been a growing divide between the haves and the have-nots, if you will, and the everyday common fan and the upper crust, because we're just in a world where money matters more than it's ever mattered before in college athletics.
Fair. Yes.
What do you want your AD to do? You can't build this program on guys like me and you. The blue-collar, middle-income guys in this state, not that me and you are blue-collar, but middle-income people, you just can't build your program around that. Does Hunter Yurachek get 30 hours in a day, 8 days in a week, or does he get the same as me and you?
Same.
He can only spend his time where should his time be focused? And where do you go? This road show's a joke that they have where they take the bus out and running around 4 or 5 days. But I don't know that you're really rubbing elbows with the common man out there doing that. Yeah. But in the end, where do I need my AD if I'm the chancellor? I need my AD rubbing elbows with the well-heeled, right? Mm-hmm. And as a common fan, isn't that what I really want my AD doing? Because that's difference-making stuff. Mm-hmm. I just wish I was in that well-heeled club. I just wish I wish I fit into that picture, but I don't. That's okay.
So let me ask you this, because you mentioned,
but he does a lot of the things you need him to be doing.
Okay. Let me ask you this. Are you setting a precedence? Because and David's been vocal about his opinion. He's been critical, and he's not the only radio host that's been critical. We've been critical.
Yeah.
It's part of it. It almost seems to me that you're setting a precedent of, okay, this guy or this group has said something critical about me, which, by the way, every Razorback club, every faction of this fan base at some point has said about Hunter Yurachek. What you're saying by not following through on tradition, whether it's in your contract or not, is, well, if this section of Razorback fans doesn't necessarily think highly of me, then you know what? I don't need him. But as we pointed out earlier, there's a lot of money in that club.
Yeah.
Like they pay like 50 something grand for most of these speakers. You got to have like tens of thousands of dollars to buy tables. These are not people. And again, I'm not saying just
these are corporate. Those are mainly corporate tables. But why are they willing to write that check every year to the Little Rock Touchdown Club?
believe in David and the job he and his staff
They find
does.
value in
they
it.
find value. Yeah.
They find value in bringing clients or bringing their key employees. It's something special. The AD speaking something special, because you know what those people that attend those events want to do? They want to go back to Little Rock Country Club. They want to go back to Chenal. They want to go back to Pleasant Valley and say, hey, I was at the Touchdown Club today, and here's what Hunter Yurachek said. That's what they want to tell the people in the men's grill or in their golf group, you know, when they're playing cards that night, you know, with their buddy or whatever they're doing, because you're in an elite group. Well, you're an elite group if you're asked to speak at this event.
Mm-hmm.
You've made it. You've done something. You're the head coach at Arkansas. You're the AD at Arkansas, or you've done something in your career that people find value. They want to pay lots of money to come hear you talk. Yes. I don't think you turn that down. No matter how, because you're in a job. We're in a job here. People are going to be critical of things we say. People are not going to like everything we do. I made a reference to officiating earlier. If you never went back to a place where someone was negative about your work or your performance, you wouldn't work again. It's just part of being in the public eye. It's part of doing the job that people have an opinion on. And you know what? Pressure is a privilege, is the old phrase.
Pressure makes diamonds.
Well, it's a privilege. It's a privilege to be the athletic director at Arkansas.
You mentioned reversing course like they did with tennis.
Mm-hmm.
Robert Cox.
He was forced to reverse course, but yes.
Do we see him at the Little Rock Touchdown Club
That's a good question. I would say no, because the agenda's set. And like you said, who are they going to, who would they get rid of that they've already made a commitment to? This isn't a decision that was made this week or last week.
No.
David Basil's known this for probably several weeks or a month or more.
He could do it with Wally on the 19th.
True. Now you want to talk about someone that's someone that's critical of Hunter Yurachek. Just read his column. That'd be Wallace Hall.
50 years, man. He could do it with John Tyson, but Tyson already
You're
said
not dumping Tyson.
Tyson.
Are you on a suicide mission?
No,
what are you doing, man?
No, I'm saying with. I'm not saying dumping one. Tyson, Basil said yesterday, apparently they asked Tyson if he wanted another big wig to go with them and talk about this. He's like, no, I got it. I'll handle it. I'm just sad.
Get out of the way.
All right,
We'll do it live.
Frank Ragnow. I'm just talking about people. I don't think you're going to kick out assistant head coach and Butch Jones at Arkansas State or Nathan Brown at UCA.
Sam Pittman?
No, Sam Pittman's not on this list.
No, I'm saying the special guest.
No, I don't think he.
But here's my question: does this nix any other speaking engagement?
Okay, let me ask you from this standpoint. So one of his obligations.
So is he not going to do speaking engagements now, because that's not feasible as the athletic director?
I want you to think about this as an Arkansas fan. And again, I know this is a Little Rock bigwig contingency. I've been to one of these scenes. It's a lot of fun. I love David. He puts on a great show.
It's an elite room.
Yes, it is.
It's an elite room.
Let me ask you this. So we will see him, I think, on television every single week, November through December. Not through December, but 5 weeks, I think, for the college football playoff. So whether it's right or wrong, you're like, well, this guy is going on television on ESPN for his other duties. Why can't he come to Little Rock for this as the Arkansas athletics director?
Again, I don't think it's about time or duties, or it's about things that have happened there before. It's personal. This is clearly personal at this point. And I understand the emotion of, do you really want to go back and be a part of something with someone that's been sharply critical of your decisions and your performance? I get that. I get the nature of why he would make the decision. I don't agree with it, but I understand it.
Let me ask you that. I have to do things every day, week, and month that drive me up a wall.
Mm-hmm.
But because of my compensation and what my contract stipulates, I have to do it. This is not in his contract, but the dude is making $1.5 million. You're telling me you can't sit through 45 minutes and maybe there might be some things said after. But like everything else in life, stuff on social media blows over. The important thing's getting this football program back on track. There's been some elements that have put together to at least give you competition. Now Ryan and company have to finish those things and figure those things out in 22 days and the rest of the season. But the guy's making $1.5 million.
What's that got to do with it?
You have to, the more money that you make as an employee of a certain, whether it's a university or anything else, I feel like, in my opinion, maybe you don't feel this way, but I feel like you have to, there's more stuff that you probably don't want to have to do that you have to do that, you know what? We just got to take this. We got to grin and bear it. We got to get through it. Even if it's personal or whatever else, what's worse? Offending a big-time Little Rock booster who's donating hundreds of thousands and millions of dollars and all of a sudden is going to say, nope, our own AD's not showing up for this. I'm pulling my funds. What's worse?
No.
Or sitting through 45 minutes of Q&A, softball Q&A a lot of times, and then leaving.
Again, I'm going to go back to something you said there at the start. It's not part of your duties or responsibilities, but I disagree with that. This has become a standard.
Yeah.
Well, it's become a standard. There's so much precedent set. I just think it's part of the job anymore to do that. What if the head coach at what if Ryan Silverfield said, "Nah, I'm not doing it. Too busy that time of the year." Well, he knows it's important. Why is he going down there on the 24th? Because he knows it's a room you need to be in. This is just, regardless of the content or the questions or what follows after that on social media, it's a room you need to be in. There are hands you need to shake. There are people you need to make sure your relationships are solid with. That is an elite room that gathers for those events, particularly early on in the year where generally the head coach, like you said, speaks, and the AD, because people have bought these. They've spent lots of money to be a part of that touchdown club, to have their seat and their table up front. I mean, it's a big deal. It's a big deal to be seated at the head table there. I mean, again, I keep coming back to this. That's an elite, high-level room in Central Arkansas. I think it's a missed opportunity not being there. I understand why, personally, he doesn't want to be there. But sometimes you got to let your personal feelings, be put to the side.
They let me sneak in the back door one time. So the way I got in.
Yeah. Hey, I know we have been busy. Yesterday we were out at Hardee's, another qualifier. I think we're up to 30 qualifiers for the football trip of a lifetime. So a couple of more opportunities. We give this thing away a week from tomorrow. So your chance to win the football trip of a lifetime is coming soon. We'll be at Hardee's next Tuesday. And is that the last one on Tuesday?
Yes.
Yeah, so you can come out and join us for that. Viva Las Vegas, trip to see tie the Raiders and the Chiefs.
Great game. It's going to be awesome coming up in Vegas. We had a great time there last year doing that, and we'll do it again this year. All right, Morning Rush, SEC update. When we come back, we'll play a few clips from the last few days when it comes to SEC-related stuff, and we'll dive back into this Hunter Yurachek. I know we got a lot of text here on our Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Do my best to filter through those. The Morning Rush continues on this Football Friday after this.
It's the summer event takeover at Lewis Automotive with sizzling deals and endless adventures. Lewis Automotive, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 80 years and home of the Lewis Guarantee.
Your ambition just met its match with Robinhood. You push yourself in everything you do, scanning headlines for insights, keeping an eye on the market. Robinhood puts you in control of your money, all on one platform. You expect more from yourself. Expect more from your money. Get started today at Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Again, that's Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Your money, your move.
Are you ready to make a difference for the environment while helping the visually impaired at the same time? Then donate your vehicle to Heritage for the Blind today by calling 1-800-983-6530. Every donated vehicle will either be properly recycled in an eco-friendly manner or given a new life through reuse. Donating your vehicle is easy. Simply call 1-800-983-6530 and Heritage for the Blind will do the rest. They'll even arrange for your vehicle to be picked up at no cost to you and for a limited time, when you donate your car, you'll receive a $200 restaurant voucher and a 2-night, 3-day hotel stay at one of 50 locations. Call 1-800-983-6530 right now to schedule your vehicle donation and make a positive impact on the environment while helping others. Heritage for the Blind, where every car donation counts and every person makes a difference. Call 1-800-983-6530 now. This advertisement is paid for by Heritage for the Blind.
You fumble the football, and I will break my foot off in your John Brown hind parts, and then you will run a mile.
This is The Morning Rush.
Get state sales tax paid when you trade all this month at Rath Auto Resources. Just bring in your old car and make the switch to any one of our great road-ready certified pre-owned vehicles and get state sales tax paid when you trade. Our road-ready certified vehicles are inspected, reconditioned, and backed by a comprehensive warranty. Combine that with our non-commissioned sales team and the nation's best lenders on standby, and you've got an award-winning, hassle-free way to get your next ride. Make the switch to road-ready certified and get state sales tax paid when you trade all this month at Rath Auto Resources. 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith.
Are you ready to indulge in an unforgettable fine dining experience? Then come join us at Uncorked, where every meal is a masterpiece, crafted with the finest ingredients to tantalize your taste buds. And with our extensive selection of cocktails, wine, craft beer, and bourbons, we've got something for everyone. So why not take a break from the ordinary and join us on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodi's? Come savor the moment with us at Uncorked, where every visit is a celebration.
Budweiser, the American lager. A time-honored recipe, true to our original process, brewed using the choicest hops, rice, and best barley malt, delivering great quality beer since 1876. Budweiser. This Bud's for you. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2024 Anheuser-Busch Budweiser Lager Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
When you need legal help, turn to the law offices of Craig L. Cook. With over 40 years combined experience, the Cook Law Team works for you. If you've been injured in an auto accident, hurt on the job, a victim of nursing home negligence, or need help with bankruptcy, Social Security, wills, trusts, estates, or family law issues, Craig Cook will go to work for you. Call us today, 479-783-8000. The law offices of Craig L. Cook with locations in Arkansas and Oklahoma. We work for working people.
Presented by Sharp Equipment. They are your true one-stop shop. If you need a custom fabricated hydraulic hose, a hydraulic element rebuilt or replaced, everyday job site supplies, or an expert technician dispatched directly to your site for heavy repairs, they're here for you. Need a replacement right now? Their flexible rentals even include a standard attachment at no extra cost. Plus, they provide elite sales and service for top-tier brands like Wacker Neuson, Ola, Cinnabog, FAE, and many more at Sharp Equipment in Van Buren.
Skechers elite athlete OG Anunoby has been making history on the basketball court.
Tips it in. Unbelievable. What a shot.
He's been balling out in Skechers high-performance basketball sneakers, and the world is noticed. But how does OG train off the court to keep in peak physical condition? Hands-free Skechers Slip-ins Aeroburst. They help prepare OG for the physical demands of playing at a championship level. Get your pair of Aeroburst for only $165 at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever high-performance running shoes are sold.
I want barbecue that's sliced thick, smoked long, and so tender it melts in your mouth. Sides that will fill me up like a twice-baked potato, baked beans, hand-cut fries, okra, Texas toast. You know what I'm talking about? A restaurant where the whole family can go and get a great meal for a great price. Where the owner actually comes to your table to make sure everything tastes great. I'll tell you what I want. I want Jerry Neal's.
This summer, make your home projects happen with the help of Sutherland's. Stay cool with Mr. Cool mini split air conditioners. Keep the lights on with a Generac whole home generator and transform your backyard with new decks, fences, pergolas, barns, and more. Whether you're tackling a weekend DIY project or planning an outdoor upgrade, Sutherland's has the tools, materials, and expert advice to get it done right. Stop by your local Sutherland's today and start your next project with savings you'll love. Because at Sutherland's, home starts here.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
The SEC is the best conference in America.
The tough will survive in this game, and I feel like the SEC is the toughest.
Arkansas is the
ACC champion.
Every game is a dogfight.
We're about to do tough there is. Week in and week out, you're going to play some of the best, the biggest, the fastest.
But this afternoon is a day for the Razorbacks to celebrate. Arkansas wins the tournament.
Where opponents' dreams come to die. This is your SEC update on the Morning Rush.
Be disappointed if that wasn't the first question. I commented a week ago on that, and so that's the comment that I had, and moving forward.
It's just to ask one more question, just to understand numbers. If someone were to ask for number 9, would that be on the table for you? How would you handle that situation when a player asks for that?
Yeah, I'm not going to get into that. There's a lot to numbers, and whether they're retired, whether they're not, different versions, and so I don't have an answer.
That's Lane Kiffin being asked about this ongoing saga with Jaden Daniels down there in Baton Rouge. Friend Matt Moscota put this out. Daniels Camp has also requested LSU's return of its Heisman Trophy. He won in 2023, the copy of it. LSU has no intention of doing so. Jaden put out...
It's a bad look for both of them.
Well,
they need to mend this fence quickly.
Jaden put out something publicly that apparently Commanders football is his sole priority.
Well,
right
but
now.
this is what happens. How many years was he? Was he 2 years he was actually at LSU?
Yeah, 2.
This is what happens when you don't have players that are there with you for the long haul.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think a year or 2 is what I call the long haul anymore. Now, it's going to become that in today's world. But, this wouldn't happen with a 4-year player that had that kind of success at a university. Or someone that played 3 years and went pro and had the kind of – I just think someone that had, came right out of high school, you had that relationship. Maybe I'm wrong about that. But this is more of what could pop up because you just don't have the deep-rooted – relationships. And also, who was his coach down there?
Brian Kelly.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't have any tie to this coaching
the one that
staff.
promised this kid, and I forget what's that kid's name. Oh, geez, Jade Pickett, I think is what it is.
I mean, but this looks petty on Daniel's part, in my opinion. You won the Heisman Trophy. You've been blessed. You're one of the best young quarterbacks in the NFL. You're a starting quarterback early in your career. Just be quiet and go play football.
I said that we talked about this a little bit yesterday. To me, if I had an ounce of athletics ability, I really did like what Arkansas did with the Darren McFadden thing. Like, it's a badge of honor. It's a pride thing. I know we're kind of getting used to Sutton Smith. Just came over from Memphis this past season. But hopefully Sutton has a great year, and you're like, man, love. And Darren takes pride in that kid wearing number 5.
Chaz in Fayetteville on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, proof that his entire LSU career was transactional. That's 1,000% correct, and going to be proof furthermore, of everything. But you talk about cutting off your ties with a fan. I can't imagine how you talk about our friend Matt Moscona down at ESPN Baton Rouge. I can't imagine the calls they're getting. And how the fans are going to turn on Jaden Daniels in this. Who are they going to side with? Well, of course, their school, their university. All you've done is alienated a bunch of people that love you.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I don't understand in this is what's the upside for Jaden Daniels? Tell me how he wins in this deal because I haven't figured it out.
Yeah, I haven't either. And Sleeper put this out. So, Fernando Mendoza just won the Heisman, right? Led Indiana to the national championship. 2 kids are wearing his jersey this year.
Cool.
Let's see. Caleb, I'm going through. Bryce Young, his jersey was worn 2 years after. Devontae Smith, Heisman Trophy winner, worn the next year. Kyler Murray won there are examples. Now, there are some that the jerseys are retired, but there are 5 or 6 examples where either the next year or 2 years later, some kid was in the uniform. So it's not like this is just no one has done this at all. There are examples of kids wearing uniforms a year or 2 off the Heisman Trophy.
Someone else wore that number before you too, big boy. Someone wore number 5 before Darren McFadden showed up at Arkansas. So, I mean, come on now.
All right, keeping it going. Last thing here, your SEC update. Unfortunately, Skip Burtman passed away last night at Baton Rouge General Hospital. 88 years old. Multiple national champions, one of the best coaches in the history of college baseball, and a legend in SEC circles.
A character, too. I remember watching one of those SEC storied on him, and one of his players telling that story, he'd turn and say, he would almost like lay out perfectly the way the inning was getting ready to unfold. They said it was uncanny how many times he was right, and he just turned and say, I've seen it all. twice. So,
That's funny.
If you haven't watched that, if you're a college baseball fan, it's a really good SEC story, the one on Burtman. So, really good. All right, that's the SEC Updates brought to you by the Brad Hendricks Law Firm. They're pure Arkansas. They live here, they work here, and they know the court system in our state and can help you with so much more these days than out-of-state lawyers who are simply advertising heavily here, have no people here. They have offices statewide with Brad Hendricks for personal injury law, car wrecks, big truck wrecks. They also help people, Arkansans just like you and me, with bankruptcy, medical malpractice, and Social Security claims. They bring tradition, reputation, and results. Call the Brad Hendricks Law Firm, 501-910-1010, 501-910-1010 for the Brad Hendricks Law Firm.
All right, let's talk to Ryan in Hot Springs here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Ryan, you got some thoughts on this Hunter Yurachek situation?
Yeah, I'm glad that he's not going to be an opportunity so he can keep his mouth shut. Because it seems anytime you put a microphone in this guy's face, he can't seem to get out of his own way. He's so unaware. And that's like when he went and made the 6'7" joke on last year on national TV. You had all of us doing the hand over the face cover, I can't believe he just said that. If he ain't talking, he ain't embarrassing the university or himself. So I'm glad that opportunity has been taken away from himself, or saying something that could potentially hurt recruiting. So I'm glad he's not going myself.
Do you think is it a bad look for him for the office of the AD? To not be there?
I don't know.
I mean, do you want silence from your AD? I mean, I want to know what's going on. I want to know what they think.
Well, I would agree with you, but when you get somebody that can't get out of their own way, with some of the comments he's been making, I mean, I think it's a self-preservation myself.
I think he does just fine till he tries to be funny. And his the timing on his jokes, the timing on what he thinks is he can't deliver it. Right. There's an art to it. There's an art to it, Ryan, and he's got strong suits. I mean, and I think that's the thing that I generally come to the side of people that I think get unnecessarily or unfairly hammered. But one thing he is not good at is trying to be funny. He shouldn't try to be funny because that's not his strong suit.
Not everyone can be funny like you and me. It's a skill
I don't know if we're any good at it either.
It's a skill set that not everyone has, Ryan.
But whoever writes his jokes needs to be fired. So.
And that's probably some folks are good at storytelling and a lot of folks aren't. There's a niche to both. But I agree with you on that. But I hope y'all have a great day, a good weekend, and go Hogs.
All right, that was Ryan in Hot Springs on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Ryan in Prairie Grove. So where did that go? He copied his own text, but he basically said HY is a dead man walking on his last leg. And I don't know if this is the beginning of the end. I think that's one comment yesterday afternoon I made to you. It feels like, at least in those initial moments, this might be the beginning of the end. But they go out and win, surprisingly, a couple more games than anyone's thinking this fall, which, they got 80 new players on the roster. We keep thinking it's not possible. But it might be. He's not going anywhere at that point.
Yeah. I think, and not that there's been reports out there that he's been vetted for other jobs. And it goes back to the idea, you don't want your football, baseball, or basketball coach, or any coach for that matter, not to be considered by other schools, because that means they're not doing a good enough job to be potentially get other employment elsewhere. But I know some have the opinion that he has tried to leave before. You heard that same line of thinking? Okay. So I do wonder, of the AD jobs that have come open. And again, just because it's reported doesn't make it factual, like any other report out there in collegiate sports. But I just wonder how many times he is potentially and I don't even know who he's represented by, have sought employment elsewhere.
And that's a whole different deal because they got agents and people that handle, But should I be mad at you if someone else courts you for a job? Should I,
That's happened already.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want people around that nobody else want to hire. You want to create an environment and have a situation where they want to stay. Where they feel that, hey, the grass is not greener over there. I'm going to stay right here. That's what you hope you can do if it's a good, fair, mutual relationship that both sides are benefiting from. What we're talking about here is a different deal. When you're the AD, it's such a public job, such a high-level, high-profile deal. I don't think it applies necessarily to the workplace, but I can't get mad at Hunter Yurachek because another school might be interested in him being their AD. And a lot of times we don't know if that's real or not. The media just throws something out there. Today you're talking about, was it On3 that ranked the jersey patches?
Tyson, baby, number one.
That's exactly what happens when a job opens. Someone comes out with a list.
Yeah.
Here are the top 5 candidates. Well, top 5 candidates according to who? Oh, the person doing the blog or doing the podcast or whatever. Doesn't make it fact. It's an opinion. And then people, because it's reported in the media, confuse it with a fact. That's one of the biggest issues in society. We confuse opinions with facts, and they're not the same thing.
Well, you are the person that taught the phrase, don't let facts get in the way of a good story. I've heard
it makes a good story.
Yes,
I understand, and I agree with you. Don't let the facts get in the way of a good story. But at the same time, we've also got to be smart enough to be able to parse out what is real and what is opinion. And just because someone puts a video up that says, here are my top 3 candidates, go back and find all those when Ryan Silverfield were hired. How many was he probably in? None,
Okay. Fact or opinion, Hunter Yurachek is going to regret not coming to the Little Rock Touchdown Club.
Fact.
Big C?
I think he probably already regrets it.
He probably didn't think the blowback on this decision would be and let's see if it's Friday. This thing hit Thursday afternoon. It's going to have one full news cycle here today.
Yeah.
Let's see if Monday we're even talking about it.
I'm just happy we had something to talk about today because I had no clue outside of you going to practice, which you apparently said there.
There was a lot. I feel cheated. I went out there and sweated my tail off for an hour and a half, and we haven't. That's not the news of the day.
You said the red zone needs some work.
Red zone passing game, I think, needs a little tune-up.
Are they just inaccurate? I mean, the tighter the window, obviously. Cause
well,
you're not
in fairness, I was sitting there with Tom. We'd found a shady point. We were just watching, ones and twos run. This was 7-on-7. It didn't even have all the linemen and everything. So there wasn't a rush. There wasn't any of that. But it was just take the snap, roll, throw, run the play.
They were having issues 7-on-7 red zone.
Well, they got some completed, but you're not going to get 4 or 5 seconds. You're not going to get 3 or 4 seconds. And then there was just balls not caught. Wasn't on KJ or AJ. Some of those quick timing cuts back to the inside on those slants.
Yeah.
In fairness, this was one drill in one practice. But what I saw left me a little concerned about the passing game deep in the red zone.
They've had drops. Like, they're not necessarily fumbles, but drops are it can be just as bad when it comes to continuing drives.
In fairness, Crutchfield caught one for, I don't know, it's probably 70. It was a long touchdown catch and run yesterday early in the practice. So
you're talking about that 88-yard bomb from AJ?
Early, okay. Yeah. I'd walked in, I was standing there talking to KP, and they had already went live early. I mean, like period 1. And, so it was a bit of an unusual deal. So that was probably the highlight of the practice yesterday. But, again, I'm watching one drill, probably 20, 25 plays ran. They were going from hash mark to hash mark and running. Both quarterbacks were running drills. It's not at a level. No, I'm not going to say this is the way it is. It was one day and one drill.
Well,
but watching that one day and one drill, they got problems there.
I was going to ask, did it solidify what you thought about KJ and AJ, or did it muddle it a little bit?
I don't see the separation some see. Now, again, I watched one day, one practice with an untrained eye, and I was impressed with how athletic A.J. Hill is. But I think KJ is probably the guy. But it is interesting watching the lefty versus the righty and the way the ball comes out. Hey, Gaston's White River Resort is ready for you. Fall trips, planning holidays already. I know it's August, but start thinking about 30, 60, 90 days out and where we're really going to be in the calendar. Now's the time to get the plans going. You were talking earlier about planning a trip for next year. These kind of things take time. But at Gaston's, even if you want to go next weekend, now's a great time to call and see what's available. Get one of their better fishing guides with you. Well, they're all great. I shouldn't put it that way. Their whole roster of fishing guides are great, so no matter who you're with, you're going to have a great time. And that's always the fun part of it. I love going up there with the kids. They just have a great time. They like going over to the nature trail and seeing the animals that are over there. I like watching the planes come and go on the grass runway. It's just a good time, and the meals in the restaurant are always awesome. 870-431-5202. 870-431-5202 for Gaston's. Gaston's White River Resort, a first-class time every time.
It's the summer event takeover at Lewis Automotive with sizzling deals and endless adventures. Lewis Automotive, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 80 years and home of the Lewis Guarantee.
Ain't nobody saying, screw this or nothing. Like, we all still a unit.
This is the Morning Rush.
At Hardee's, we don't love bragging about the size of our original bag, but we do love bringing you the juicy charbroiled double cheeseburger, melty hot ham and cheese sandwich, crispy hand-breaded chicken tender wrap, or a spicy chicken sandwich. All full-size choices, all faves. Plus, get fries and a drink, and all starting at just $5.99. When it comes to value, bigger is better. The original bag starting at just $5.99, only at Hardee's. Price may vary. Available for a limited time at participating restaurants. Tax not included. Not valid with any other offer, discount, or combo.
The paint store in Van Buren is still the place to go to when doing the job right really matters. Our unique line of Richards paint products was chosen by me to perform for you. This is Sue, and my 35 years of experience ensures you get the right paint and the right color. That's important to you and me. Thank you for your support. Come see what I'm talking about. 1414 Fayetteville Road, the paint store, Van Buren.
At Dobson Fiber, we're helping you build stronger connections by bringing the fastest internet network available to your business. Why fiber? Fiber internet provides reliable, symmetrical, blazing speeds. Without any interruptions or buffering, you can rely on Dobson for all your data needs. With Dobson Fiber as your premium internet provider, you can focus on the things that matter and the connections you build. To see if fiber is available to you, visit Dobson.net. Dobson Fiber, building stronger connections.
Rich Eisen here with some advice. If high-interest credit card debt is grinding you down, it might be time to call an Audible with a SoFi personal loan. It consolidates your debt into one low monthly payment with no fees required. And with as soon as the same-day funding, you can make the right play fast. Call an Audible on your debt today at SoFi.com/debtplay. Loans originated by SoFi Bank N.A., member FDIC. Terms and conditions apply. NMLS 696891. Fast funds terms apply at SoFi.com/debtplay.
Spring is here, and it's the perfect time to upgrade your home. If your garage door needs repair or you're ready for a new look, call Precision Garage Door. From broken springs and openers to brand new doors, they provide expert service and professional installation. Fully licensed and insured, with the largest showroom in Northwest Arkansas at 1907 Town West Drive in Rogers, and in Fort Smith at 416 North 10th Street. Call 844-PDS-DOOR or visit PrecisionDoorNWA.com. Precision Garage Door, voted the best in Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley.
Leon was about to leave the military.
My biggest concern was, what am I going to do next?
He found out about My Computer Career and their military transition program.
The Cyber Warrior program takes you from not knowing anything about a computer at all to being a subject matter expert.
How long is that going to take?
In the span of 4 months, I was able to get 4 different certifications.
4 months? Leon's advice?
Highly recommended.
Become a certified cyber warrior in just months at mycomputercareer.edu. This is one student's experience. Individual results vary. VA education benefits available to those who qualify.
We've got big news from Roback. This entire week, Roback is launching its brand new collegiate collection, just in time for the fall season. And if you're an Arkansas fan, you're in luck. The Arkansas collection officially dropped, and there's plenty of inventory available. So whether you're headed to the stadium, watching from home, or just looking to upgrade your game day gear, now's the time to check out Roback's new Arkansas collegiate collection. Use the code RUSH26 for 20% off your first order. Roback, where action meets comfort.
Delicious, slow-roasted Cantina chicken. It's on the new Cantina chicken rolled quesadilla at Taco Bell. It's a delicious quesadilla with slow-roasted chicken, like we just mentioned. Then it's rolled up, kind of like a burrito, if you will. And let's face it, you probably will. That slow-roasted chicken we're talking about. The Cantina chicken rolled quesadilla, only at Taco Bell. At participating U.S. Taco Bell locations for a limited time and while supplies last.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game.
ESPN 95.3.
The Hit That Line Now app is ready for you to download from the Apple and Google Play stores. Sponsored by Taco Bell. Live Moss.
You know, you joked about practice and not necessarily getting all the time to talk about it. I had so many other things. You had the Field of Dreams game. You had Social Security Day. There's this kid that's got a commitment from, or excuse me, an offer from Arkansas. Had the best announcement ever. We just didn't have time to.
Now, what's Social Security Day? Because as I get older, that becomes more important to me.
I don't know if we're celebrating it. It's a day I rue because I look at my account continue to grow, and I continue to think about how I'm not going to see a penny of that in 35 years. So all the people that work there that can go to hell. That's how I look at it.
The people that work where?
In the government that
No.
I don't know.
You don't
in
know.
the Social Security office. I just know they're taking money from me every single year. It's $40,000 since I started working, and I'm not going to see a penny of it. You know what I can do with $40,000 right now? A lot.
What would you do with $40,000?
I'd put it in a taxable investment
NIL.
account.
A what?
A taxable investment. I would add
Taxable.
it. Yes. Not this that I'm never going to see ever again. I'm going to try and withdraw at like 60 or 62 years old as soon as possible because it is going to be gone. Or I'm barely going to get any of it. Yeah. So, yeah. That was my Social Security.
That's what I thought at your age. Now here I am, 50.
Well, you still got 15 years, dude. There's no 10, 15 years depending when you start withdrawing. There's no guarantee you're going to
Oh, I don't need to draw anything till I'm like 70.
There you go. It's kind of like the lottery. I'd get it
Here's
sooner.
the thing. You're just going to have to pay it, and I just don't count on I'm not planning on that to ever take care of me.
Well.
So, anyway.
There you go. All right, that's going to do it for us. Spotlight Morning Rush podcast out momentarily for Tommy Kraft, Christian Johnson. I'm Ty Richardson. Best of halftime coming up next here on ESPN Arkansas.
Hey, Fort Smith, have you seen the all-new Bass Pro Shop outpost on Bass Pro Drive off Rogers Avenue? Step inside and check out the Pradco